chicka wow wow. What's up, party people? Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Elkivate Your Life. I am your hostess with the mostess. L as in the letter L, and key as in the key to your heart. Well, hello, my beautiful souls, and welcome to another episode of Mindful Monday. As y'all know, I'm your hostess. And as always, I'm grateful that you've chosen to spend a little part of your day with me. Today is Monday, June 29th. Hey, we are getting closer and closer to July 4th, the holiday. I don't know if everybody's ready for it. I'm certainly not, but I'm trying to be. I'm excited to share that family and I have some plans for the 3rd and the 4th. Going river rafting on July 3rd and July 4th, going to the Pleasanton County Fair. If you're new here, I'm usually here on Mindful Mondays and Wisdom Wellness Wednesdays. And so thank you for tuning in for the first time. I appreciate you being here. If you are a regular listener, thank you for coming back and making me a part of your day. So today we're diving into a few topics that are creating a lot of conversation around the world right now. And while they may seem very different on the surface, they all have one thing in common. They challenge us to think about who we are, how we live, and what really matters. So grab your coffee or tea or glass of wine, whatever your preference is. Or maybe you're listening on your evening walk or drive home, commute home, or while working out. So the first part, segment 1, is about authenticity. Authenticity becoming the new luxury. Let's start with something that has been showing up everywhere on social media lately: authenticity. And I can relate to this because 1, I have a podcast, 2, I'm doing content creation, so I definitely relate to this. So for years, we've been conditioned to believe that we needed to present a polished, perfect version of ourselves online. Perfect vacations, perfect bodies, perfect relationships, perfect homes. But lately, something interesting has been happening. People are gravitating toward content creators and influencers who show up as real human beings. They're sharing their messy kitchens, their struggles, their failures, their aging faces, their imperfect moments, and people are connecting with that more than ever before. Then that should be a great testimony to me because I definitely can relate to aging faces, imperfect moments. Anyway, it got me thinking, has authenticity become the new luxury? What are your thoughts? I would love to know them. And if you're listening on YouTube or any of those channels that it gives you the liberty to include a comment, a thumbs up, I'd love to hear from you. So, in a world filled with filters, AI generated content, carefully curated lives, perhaps the rarest and most valuable thing we can offer each other is simply ourselves. So, I want to ask you, my listeners, when was the last time you allowed yourself to be truly authentic? Not perfect, not polished, just real. Maybe that's where true connection begins. What do you think? I think they're onto something here. Speaking of authenticity, let's talk about something that I find incredibly inspiring. We're seeing more and more examples of people redefining what aging looks like, whether it's athletes returning to competition, entertainers reinventing themselves, or everyday people like ourselves pursuing dreams later in life. The message is becoming clear. Age is not a deadline. For so many years, society has told us that after a certain age, we're supposed to slow down, settle down, or somehow become less vibrant versions of ourselves. But what if that's simply not true? What if our 50s, 60s, 70s, and beyond aren't the ending chapters of our story, but some of the most meaningful ones? As someone who is navigating this season of my life myself, 57, approaching 58 July 17th, I find that question incredibly empowering because growth doesn't have an expiration date. Reinvention doesn't have an age limit. Joy doesn't have an age requirement. So today I want to ask you to ask yourself, what dream have you been putting off because you thought you were too old? Maybe you're not too old. Maybe it's finally your time. Interesting, because I literally just started my TikTok content creation at 57, and I started my podcast at, 55? Now let's shift gears, everyone, and talk about something affecting all of us, whether we realize it or not. Artificial intelligence. I'm always saying technology is a blessing and a curse. AI is advancing in an incredible pace. We're seeing AI generated videos, voices, images, even entire personalities that can be nearly impossible to distinguish from reality. And while that's exciting and fascinating, it also raises an important question. How do we maintain authenticity and human connection in a world where technology can imitate both? Such an interesting question, right? I don't necessarily think the answer is to fear technology. I think the answer is to become more mindful consumers of information, to pause, to question, to verify. And perhaps more importantly, or most importantly, to remember that no algorithm can replace genuine human connection, empathy, compassion, and lived experience. Technology can assist us, it can entertain us, it can even inspire us. But our humanity, that's still our greatest asset. So, my closing thoughts for today as we wrap up today's Mindful Monday, I want to leave you with this thought. Be authentic. Embrace every season of your life. Never stop questioning what truly matters. Because at the end of the day, it's not about perfection. It's not about age. And it's certainly not about keeping up with technology. It is about living a life that feels true to you. Thank you, everyone, for spending this Mindful Monday with me. If today's conversation resonated with you, I'd love for you to share the episode with someone who might need this reminder. If you are interested in subscribing to my channel, it's literally as little as a cup of coffee or as much as a Happy Meal. And you can find the way to subscribe to my channel. It is in my podcast content description. There's usually a link. It's like www.buzzsprout.tv 23257. Anyway, look for that. And I would love if you did, if you do become a loyal subscriber, what that means to you is I share you, I talk about you, your business. Um, and by your business, I mean whatever you would like me to promote for you. If it's your business, if it is your personal passion project, whatever it is, I would love to talk about you and what you do and share that with the world. Well, as I said earlier, I'm Elkie, Mama Elkie, and this has been Mindful Monday. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being a part of my passion project. I was going to end with sharing some stats with you, y'all. Um, I looked up the other day that I'm in several countries. Let me see if I can find it really quick before we sign off. Bear with me. Okay, so currently I am in 74 countries and territories, 496 cities. And top countries: US, Switzerland, Japan, France, Brazil, United Kingdom, just to name a few. Anyway, if you liked this podcast, it means so much to me if you give it a thumbs up if you like it. I'm especially promoting my YouTube channel, but I can be found on all the platforms: Amazon Music, Apple, Spotify, Deezer, Podcast, oh my God, Podchaser, um, too many to list. And if you have any comments or feedback you'd like to share, I would love to hear them. Thank you for tuning in. Until next time, ciao for now.